Hi YouTube.
Hi YouTube.
What's going on YouTube? This is Aaron here with Day 5 Aquatics. I changed the name of the channel, Day 5 Aquatics now. Just bringing you another video. That was my daughter there just saying hello at the beginning. Decided to do a video on the 75 because I haven't done an update on this tank in a while. Everything's still doing pretty good. All the fish are doing well except for one. I've got a rosy barb that's not doing so hot up in the top left corner up over here somewhere, swimming over there. It's lost a lot of color and just been breathing heavy for quite a while now. I'm not exactly sure what's going on. Not sure what's wrong with it. But other than that, all the other fish are doing really well. Growing nicely. You can see the rainbows are starting to really get some good size and some good color on them. Plants are all doing pretty well. The only thing I'm really really having trouble with in this tank is I'm having some really bad blackbeard algae issues. A lot of it in the dwarf sedge carpet down there. I'm getting a bunch of it down there. Keep pulling out like gravel itself that's got blackbeard algae all over it and just throwing it away, not even trying to pull it off or anything like that. Getting a lot of it on the driftwood. Not exactly sure why. Actually, a couple of the pieces of driftwood, the two smaller pieces on the right, I actually took those out the last time I did a water change and just took them to the bathtub and poured a whole bottle of hydrogen peroxide over them and just rinsed them in hydrogen peroxide for quite a while before putting them back in the tank, and it killed off most of the blackbeard algae on them. But the big piece, that's a little too big to be taken out of the tank when I'm doing water changes. So I haven't really been able to get a lot of it off of that. I was kind of discouraged about that. The blackbeard algae is just, it's so frustrating. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I know I've got kind of a thick layer of soil in here, and so that's giving me some, probably giving some nutrient issues in the water column. And just trying to keep up with it and trying to get ahead of it. I've been doing 50 to 60% water changes at least once, if not 2 or 3 times a week. Not feeding every day. I'm feeding about every other day now. Just feeding the New Life Spectrum. But from this shot, from this far back, you can't really see much of the blackbeard algae. It doesn't look like there's much at all. But if I were to zoom in, like especially on the dwarf sedge, like I said, you can see a lot of it. In fact, here, I'll just go ahead and do that now. You can just see it, blackbeard algae all over that. It just looks terrible. There's my female crib. She's looking really good. Yeah, I really like those cribs. I've got a pair in there, male and female pair. But yeah, that's what I'm dealing with. I've got it on the driftwood too. Other than that, tank's doing really well. I added in the high grow that I had in the other tank. You can barely see it back there because it hasn't grown up much. But I had it in my other tank and it wasn't doing well at all. That tank was pretty low light, too low light for the high grow. I've got some Ludwigi in that other tank too that's I pulled out of here and put in there, and it's not doing so great either. The only thing really that's growing really well is the jungle val in there. That's growing pretty well. Everything else is just a little too low light for that. I've got some swords in the other tank that are aren't growing much at all. In fact, this Radican sword over here, it's been moved back and forth from tank to tank. I split it into 2 different sword plants, but they've been moved back and forth from tank to tank, and I finally put them back in this tank and just left them there for a while, and I'm getting some good growth out of it now. But I've got the other part of that plant in the other tank, and it's not growing really well because the light's just too low. But anyway, so I threw the high grow back there because I need something in that back corner that's going to grow up. I've been waiting for this crypt over there on the right hand side to grow up and grow out. It's growing, but it's growing really slowly, a lot slower than I had anticipated, so it's going to take a lot longer for that corner to fill out than I thought it would. But other than that, all the plants are growing well in this tank. Even the Anubias is growing pretty quickly, at least a lot quicker than I had expected it would be. The Anubias that I've got just right over here, this Nanji, it's growing really well, and it's filling out real nicely. But you know, still, even with all the plants I've got in here, still having some blackbeard algae issues. I think a lot of it is because most of the plants I have in here are heavy root feeders, and I don't have a lot that's pulling the nutrients from the water column. Like I don't have like the real fast growing plants, like the Ludwigia that I used to have in here. I think that was a big reason why beforehand it hadn't taken over, just because the Ludwigia was growing so fast. I don't have anything in here right now other than the jungle val that grows really quickly. I've just got Crips and, you know, the Bacopa and some Anubias and that kind of stuff, and a sword plant, and all that stuff's pretty heavy root feeders. So I think that's a big reason why I'm still struggling with some blackbeard algae. But anyways, just wanted to show you the tank. It's looking good from a distance, at least. If you get up real close, you see the algae. It's kind of gross, but it's not doing bad. The tank looks pretty good. Fish are all doing really well. They're all pretty healthy, except for the one. Like I said, I don't know what's going on with that fish. I think it may just be that fish is dying for whatever reason, because I haven't introduced anything new in this tank in quite a while. So anyways, that's what's going on, guys, and just appreciate you checking this out, and thanks for watching.